All right, we are live. I think this is very organic. Very, very organic. Yes, we are live. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, let me get us started. There we go. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. How are you all doing? Welcome to, okay. Well, Diana, either you're in or you're out. Welcome back to I've lost count, season 6 of the talk, I think. For today, I am your humbled host, Emiko Carlin, president of the show and CEO of T.H.E Enterprises. I'm joined today with a very special guest who is not Diana Ramen Dog, despite what you might think. I'm joined today by this gentleman, Wayne Parham, who I am delighted to call a good friend. And we've got some big news for you, except that Diana's now sitting on my headphone cable. Wayne, just so you know, this is what happens here. Okay, Diana, I'm going to throw you a chicken heart. This is
likes to be a part of it, doesn't she?
Y'all know me. This is par for the course here. There you go. Oh, goodness. Okay. Ouch.
She likes to be a part of it.
She loves to be a part of it. Wayne, you'll learn this is how we roll. Okay. So before I introduce you and before we get started, let me go over some house rules. Good to see everybody. The Broke Audio File is here. Audio Acoustic Engineering is here from YouTube. Larry Stugel is here from Facebook. Hello, everybody. And we've got some unnamed folks that are also watching. This is the first episode of 2025. So please get out there and share alike on social media. Put this in the groups, put this all over. Daniel Colley's here on Facebook. Hi, Daniel. Thank you for tuning in. As you all know, and for those of you that are new, house rules are pretty simple. This is the place where we talk all things audio, hi-fi, music, technology, artisanal crafting. We keep it classy. We keep it family friendly. There are no stupid questions. There are no dumb points of view. As long as everything is mutually respectful, it's okay to disagree. It's okay to put out questions and points of view that might be unique, and that's fine. And today I have got with me Mr. Wayne Parham, who, like I said, I am delighted to call a dear friend. And now we get to do some serious business together, which is even better because Wayne is the head of Lone Star Audiofest. And for those of you that saw, I can't remember how many months ago the announcement came out, Wayne, but we are working together on the brand new inaugural T.H.E Lone Star Audiofest, which is going to be in the Austin metropolitan area of Texas, specifically in Round Rock, Texas. Wayne, welcome to the show. We're thrilled to have you.
Thank you. It's so much fun. Glad to be here.
We are super stoked. Diana's here as well to offer technical support for anybody. If you need technical support, call Diana. And remember, if anybody keeps it non-classy, they get kicked off the stream. This is a one strike, you're out zone. So just be advised that is the case. And if you see me doing something with my hands, today's appetizers for those that follow Hi-Fi Happy Hour is freeze-dried raw chicken hearts and Icelandic herring. So we always share the dog snacks, Wayne.
Okay.
So Wayne is not only the head of Lone Star Audiofest, Wayne is also a very talented and very well-respected loudspeaker designer. Specifically, he is the proprietor and founder of Pi Speakers, P-I, as in, I'm assuming 3.14 et al.
That's right.
Correct?
That's right. It's the number.
It's the number. So we're going to talk mostly about Lone Star because we're bringing Wayne back on a separate episode to talk all about Pi speakers in depth. Probably one of our ambassadors will interview him about that. But for now, Wayne, if you want to scooch over a little bit, let everybody see. This is one of the loudspeakers you'll be bringing to Lone Star. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, it is. That's a 3-Pi loudspeaker right there. I don't know if you can see it very well, but yeah, that's exactly the model I'll be bringing to the show.
That is fantastic. And you built that. You designed it and you built it.
I design them. I have a cabinet maker that builds them.
Wow.
And he'll be at the show too. His name's Mike Lundy. He does a lot of my speakers. He does Denny Ritchie's GR research speakers, or pretty much anything that anybody wants.
Know. Did I know Mike was the cabinet builder? I didn't know that. Did I?
That is right. Yep. He is my cabinet maker. Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. Yeah, Michael be at Lone Star as well. So everybody will have an opportunity to meet Wayne and meet Mike and all the other wonderful exhibitors that are coming. So let's talk about Lone Star, and let's get Diana so she doesn't spill coffee on. Okay, she's just gonna big fat sit on me. Hold on, let me make a nest. Come here, kiddo. Let me make a nest, and then you come here. You come into the nest. It's Wayne, you have kids. You know what it's like. It's like when they were 3 and 4. This is it. Okay.
Yes,
so
you're right. Dogs are just like another kid.
Diana will interview you now. It will be Diana mostly, I think. So I am thrilled with the fact that we get to team up with you and bring this new, I say new version of Lone Star, but it isn't really. It's just an amped up version of what's already good, because you have such a great show. I'd like for you to tell everybody how it started and what sort of has been going on, and then kind of like how we met, as it were, or how we got in contact.
Yes, I'd love to do that, Emiko, because I think it's fun and interesting. The way Lone Star got started kind of ties in with the internet. I have always made loudspeakers, but it's always been a hobby. I really didn't feel that it was a career path for me, so I'm a computer guy. That's where I make my money. And around mid-90s, when the internet started taking off, I posted my plans online just for fun. And what I found is that a lot of folks that were, on the internet, it was mostly techie, geeky guys at that time. But it seemed like, of the few hobbies that were on the internet in those early days, you saw car stuff and you saw audio, and computer stuff too. But in the audio field, I saw a lot of traffic coming to my website, my little, and at the time, hobby speaker website, from chat boards. And I always honestly couldn't stand chat boards because it's too geeky for me. It's not going out and having fun. But I noticed all that. So I started getting, I introduced myself and got involved. And I quickly realized, because sometimes those things can get a little nuts. They could get nuts back then, and they even get more nuts now, I think. So I thought, well, I better make my own forum. Yeah. So I better make my own forum so that I can kind of, keep the tone as I like it, because even though the internet forums that I saw had some useful stuff, there was also a lot of flame wars and stuff like that. And honestly, that was kind of the beginnings of fake news, is what I saw. You'd see trolls and people that weren't even real chatting and either, selling something as a shill or whatever. And so that was a problem. And so I started this AudioRoundtable.com, which has my Pi Speakers forum and other stuff. Well, there were some other really neat guys that I saw, if you saw through the flame wars, there were some really good designers that were also passionate. And I don't mean kind of big names. These are guys like, Tom Danley, who's really a pro sound guy. There was Dr. Bruce Edgar, a fantastic engineer in California. There was Dan Schmal of Bottlehead, made a lot of neat tube amps. Dr. Earl Geddes, everybody respects Geddes. And I just loved and respected those guys. Now, sometimes we'd get into discussions and I wouldn't say they were heated discussions, but most of the times we would agree these are smart guys, but sometimes we wouldn't have these discussions. But all in all, I just love those guys. They brought a lot to audio. And that brings me to the show. At that time, of course, there's CES, there's the huge shows. And I think your show, T.H.E, was around. But it seemed to me like there was a bit of a dry spell, late 90s, early 2000s. There just wasn't, there weren't any regional shows. And I don't know, it just didn't seem like there was any shows. But there was a guy, and he was popular. He was a regular on my forum, a guy named Mike Baker in Ohio. And he just did a show. It basically was bigger than a hobbyist gathering, but I mean, it had the format of a show, and it was in Lima, Ohio, and that thing was neat because all those big names I talked about, you went there, and I went there too, and you know, so it was somewhere between a hobbyist gathering and a show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he got tired of running that after a couple of years, and so I thought, you know what, we're just going to kick it off around where I live. At the time, I lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We did it there for 2 years, and then we thought, let's move it to a bigger. You know, I say we. This is just a lot of friends. We decided a bigger market would work, and that was whether we did Austin or Dallas. It was almost a flip of the coin, and we chose Dallas. And we've been there ever since until this year that we're teaming up with you. But the flavor of Lone Star, I'll talk a little bit about how it was, and then we'll move into how it's going.
Yeah.
The flavor of it really was the hobbyist guy. And by hobbyist, sometimes I mean pretty seasoned professionals, but acting as hobbyists. And, you know, we have a thing at Lone Star. And that thing is, I hate to say we're intellectually arrogant, but maybe we are. These guys know what they're doing.
You're the only ones that'll admit it outwardly.
Maybe. But, you know, some of these guys are just really good at what they do, and they maybe deserve some, feeling, big for their britches. These guys are good. And, so we had a tone for a long time. We felt a little, maybe better than the kind of audio jewelry is what I call it.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that's very, very expensive, and it's maybe incredible furniture. But, what does it do acoustically? Well, some of it's not even modeled, and a lot of it's not measured. And, so we would, we thought we were, kind of above that. Now, I will say this, because that's not fair. What I just said is not fair. Even though Lone Star has that feel, and it's good stuff that's there, we also wanted to be all inclusive. And so it didn't matter who you were. You want to come out, you come out. And there were some that would be high-end dealers and this type that would come out. They're not as technically competent as the traditional Lone Star guy, but they love audio. And some of them made some, either made or represented some very good products. And they would come out as well, and they're welcomed. That wasn't really the initial feel. The initial thrust and feel was, a little more of a do-it-yourselfer type, but, I say do-it-yourselfer again, a lot of these guys were heavy hitters in the industry.
Right.
Now that brings us up to the last couple of years, probably 2 or 3, 4 years before COVID. And I hate that that is a landmark in time, COVID. I mean, it's nuts, but it's a landmark in time. And a few years before that, I did notice that, while most of the people at Lone Star could care less about maybe marketing, they were very popular on their own rights. Their websites, they promoted their equipment on their websites, and they were doing plenty of business. All Lone Star was for them was a sort of a yearly showroom, because a lot of them were strictly direct sales on the internet. So if you wanted to audition their gear, you had to go see them. Everything was word of mouth. And so that's what Lone Star was. And the traditional Lone Star guy could really care less about marketing. But there was a vocal minority of folks that really wanted to have more what a traditional show like T.H.E. does. They wanted the marketing effort. They wanted to spend some money and put the word out. And so, that gave us a little bit of a difficulty. How do we support that guy? Because we want to try to do that, but then also keep the show what it was, which is a little bit of a different agenda. And, since we're all engineers, we're not marketers, and I couldn't in good conscience take their money to go buy ads and not know what I'm doing with it. I'd already gotten, I could get just like Audio Express was publishing an ad for us just because they liked us and we, we're their kind of guys. It was a mutual thing. We got several audio websites to come to our show and write us up. So I didn't know what I could do better than that. I can't. That's not what I do. Well, then that's where you and I meet, Emiko, is that, what was it, a year ago or so that you and I met? Yeah.
Yeah. Just about.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just about. Wow.
It was right before last year's show. I remember, because a good friend of mine, Duke Lejeune, who's Audiokinesis, he's the designer. He's Kindred Spirit. Yeah. Designer. And I said, hey, are you coming out to Lone Star? And he says, no, I can't. I'm going to T.H.E. in California. And I'm like, well, no, what? How did that happen? I thought we always did the first weekend in May for many, many years. Right. And then we shifted it to June. And apparently I didn't look up something. I bumped into your weekend. So I emailed you to say, oops, let's see if we can't work, compare our schedules and make sure we don't, that I don't step on toes again. And then you said, well, okay, let's talk. Yeah. And that's really where this thing started, I think. Yeah. Because now, this combined effort between your organization and mine, you do have marketing experience. You do know what to do the logistics of getting equipment in, rather than my guys that just put it in a van and bring it. T.H.E. is able to offer those kinds of services and things that, me and my geeky techie audio guys don't know how to do. Well, so I think segues to you.
I think, yeah, because we always do the second week in June, the second weekend in June. But last year, the second weekend was Father's Day weekend, and the decision was made.
Oh, that's right.
Right. Nobody's working on Father's Day. And even my father said to me, if you're doing your show, there better be a nice steakhouse and stuff involved for Father's Day for me, because you're going to miss it. And I thought, okay. So we moved it to the first weekend. And I had known about Lone Star for a few years prior, because Griffin Audio Designs, who comes to us, also comes to you I realized through different channels, but regardless, I thought, oh, that's kind of neat. And I thought, I'd been to your website a few times, and I thought, what is this? Like, what is it? Is it educational? Is it, because I thought, well, it looks very artisan, and it looks very people that build their own stuff and create their own stuff, but then Griffin's there. And so I'm very confused because it wasn't one way or the other. And I thought, this is pretty neat. And the spirit of it just looked like a group of people, friends, having fun and experiencing and supporting each other, which is one of our taglines and our hashtags is the show where audio becomes family. And so this was very like-minded for us. So when you wrote to me and said, hey, I think our dates have bumped up against each other. And I thought, ooh, I didn't even think to say anything, because you were in you were in Dallas and we were in SoCal. And I just thought, well, it's close, but it's not a hop, skip, and a jump, right? It's a get on a plane and fly, or you got to drive 4 days or 3 days or whatever. So I remember when you messaged me, I was on my exercise bike downstairs in my garage, and you said, yeah, I can talk. And I remember I got off the bike with such excitement that my foot caught on one of the pedals and the pedal flew off, and the bike is still not fixed to this day.
Oh no, I never heard that story. So sorry.
No, it's okay. And we spoke, and then we kind of had this, I think our first conversation was excellent. Like I got off the phone with you going, audio is pretty good, because as much as I think we tend to, belabor a lot of attitudes in the forums and on the post boards and things, then there are these bright shining moments of good people meeting up and sharing core values and sharing similar visions. And I just thought, oh yeah, that's right. This is what it's supposed to be. This is what it is, right? We need to outnumber with this type of energy rather than that type of energy. And so I think we put our thinking caps on for a bit. We went back and forth here and there, idea after idea, and all these things started coming out about what do we do and how do we do it and this, that, and the other. And so we did make the decision for various reasons that we don't and we won't go into why, but we made the decision to have this inaugural T.H.E. Lone Star show in Austin, Texas. But you had mentioned to me that you always did very well on the first weekend in May, which was Cinco de Mayo weekend. And I remember you said, so here's the deal. I'll give you Austin if you give me Cinco de Mayo weekend. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is a month before Costa Mesa. Like, my staff and our team is just, we're going to be zombies from May 1st all the way till, June 11th or whatever, but we'll do it.
Oh no.
But we did. And so we're kicking off in Austin and we're so excited. I will say that one of the things that has been great in working with you and working with the Lone Star family is that we have on our end, separately, we've had inquiries from folks that are like, man, I just, I'm a one-stop shop. I design my speakers, I create them in my garage, or I create them in my basement or whatever, and I don't have a lot of money, and I sell, like you're saying, selling through Instagram or direct off a website, or I make tube amps or headphone amps or whatever, and if I sell a few, I'm good, because I have a job, or, I do something else during the day. And I said, we just can't afford, we can't afford the cost of T.H.E. SoCal. And the truth is like T.H.E. SoCal is still one of the least expensive shows in the country in and of itself for what it is. But we haven't historically, now we're in our 29th year of business, we haven't historically catered to the artisan, the craftsperson, the independent, right? You and I talked about like the independent artist. And I felt really strongly about when you started introducing me to folks that have been longtime Lone Star exhibitors and supporters. There were a lot of those folks. And I thought, this is great. We can put our marketing muscle together with their craftsmanship and their independent artistry. And if we put that together with the right sort of measurements of everything, everybody can win. Everybody can win at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know there was some grumbling. I want to take a moment because this is on the Lone Star page and it's on the Lone Star group page as well. And I want to take a moment to address some of the grumbling that came up, which was, why are y'all moving to Austin? We've been in Dallas. Oh my gosh, I have to drive to Dallas. I have to drive to Austin. I have to drive to Austin. Yeah. Hi, we're driving from Los Angeles and there are people coming in from New York and people coming in from overseas. Like, I'm not saying that it's not far, but this is what we're doing. The Broke Audiophile just said it on YouTube. I want to read out his comment. Support small business.
Yes.
This is the ultimate support small business, support individual, independent business, support business that works with their hands, right? I mean, T.H.E. supports everybody. Like, it's not an either or thing, but it's so wonderful, Wayne. I think that we've come together to create this new entity that keeps the spirit of Lone Star Audiofest and gives it a little extra push, a little extra icing on the cake to say, hey, we want you all out there. We want people to know about you. And this could be the place where every year, maybe this is where new trends start, where new designers come to showcase, right? Where new independent folks come in to showcase for the first time and they get their feet wet. And then maybe from there, they go to our New York show or to our Costa Mesa show or whatever. I know you and I have talked about doing another Lone Star style show in other places that I won't say, but stay tuned for maybe announcements coming soon. Yes. Or I'm not going to say anything. Yes. And it's just so wonderful that you've maintained this standard of sticking to that and supporting and understanding that the foundation is so important, right? There's so many folks that jump in after the fact. They get a job with a large manufacturer or a large design company or whatever. And that's wonderful. Heck, most of our folks at Costa Mesa are that way. But it's a great place for the independent designers and the independent artisans to come and be with like-minded people. And really, like, the amount of tickets we're selling for Austin right now is pretty good. And you're going to have some brand new people coming to go, I had no idea that you guys existed, right? I had no idea that you, in and of yourself, as Pi speakers, I want some of that. I want some of this. I want some of this. And, you know.
Well, thanks for what you said about, you know, keeping it alive. And I'm glad of that too. But I must admit, I'm excited about, you know, some of the new things that are happening. We've always been supportive of that little guy, you know, the brand new guy. And we always will be. The way you and I've worked this out, it's still incredibly affordable. And so, you know, the new guy gets to come because it's affordable. And that's, and embrace them. The part that I never had, and this is what I'm excited about, is, you know, those guys that did want more, I couldn't give it to them, and you can. And that's exciting because, you know, and that is part of the move to Austin. I mean, I think Dallas would have supported those guys too. But, you know, in Austin, man, that's the South by Southwest area. That's got all kinds of, I mean, it's kind of the tech mecca. Not knocking Dallas, it's got tech too. But Austin just feels like the audio tech mecca. I remember when I decided to move this, when I talked to some of our buddies, when we were in Tulsa, that's where I'm from. And so, yeah, for me, it's a drive too down there, you know. But I was commuting. But I was commuting from Tulsa to Austin at the time. Project that took me to Austin for an extended period. And I remember thinking that was the place to set up. You know, and so when we decided to do Dallas, it kind of made me scratch my head. Why are we doing this? But I was glad because it was a closer drive, and it's worked and it's worked great. But I think Austin's going to be really wonderful. The venue, when Josh went and spotted that thing, it's nice. I like it. You know, and of course we can evolve as the days go by and continue to make sure that the show, you know, works for everybody. But I'm really excited with what T.H.E, you know, is able to bring to this.
Well, thank you. I'll say Austin for us, for those Lone Star folks that are watching, and for those grumblers out there, here's what I'm going to say. Austin is a mecca for independent music. That is the place where a lot of people go and they move to ATX to become singer-songwriters, get into country bands, blues bands, kick off their career in film composition, TV composition. There's a huge beating heart of live music in Austin, Texas. And it dawned on me, and I think, Wayne, you and I have talked about this a lot, especially as we made our little fact sheet and stuff that, you know, we're sending out to people. Like, independent music deserves independent audio, I think, really, truly. And so when we make this move to Austin, if you are an independent creator of whatever audio component or electronics that you make, people in Austin are already going to understand what you do. They may not know who you are, but they're going to understand what you do, because 8 or 9 times out of 10, they're going to go, oh, I do that, but just on my guitar, or I do that, but I go sing every Friday and Saturday and Sunday night, or whatever it may be. And so there's a built-in support system of, oh, cool, you're a creator, I'm a creator too. And so this is something that we've actually been seeing a lot of. There's a number of record vendors in Austin, and there's a couple of really cool independent tour promotion companies that have reached out to us and said, hey, listen, we want to be helpful and supportive. We don't know that we have anything to exhibit because we don't build audio components, but we want to support and spread the word, and we want to get our artists there and some pro audio stuff, you know, this, that, and the other. And so just the fact that they even bothered to reach out and say, we get this, we understand, right, means that there's a whole world, just a whole world of people who are excited to experience what Lone Star and now T.H.E Lone Star has to offer. And so my fingers are crossed that this is going to be, you know, the first show in a new place is always difficult no matter what. Even when we moved from Vegas to Newport Beach, and then Newport Beach to Irvine, and then Irvine to Long Beach, and then Long Beach to Costa Mesa. We were in the same state, in the same county, and people were grumbling at us. So, it's the first year is always sort of like cross your fingers, close your eyes, hold your nose, and go. But it's well worth it to take the dive, because it can lead to so many other, right? It can lead to so many other things. And I think that, Joshua Miles is here. Everybody say hi, Joshua Miles.
Hey, Josh.
Joshua's here hanging out. Full credit to Joshua. He went, I do want to shout this out. I think it's well worth us to do. He went on a couple of visits to the hotel. Where
he did recon. Yes.
Yeah. And took all sorts of video for us and stuff. Mike Lundy is here as well. Hi, Mike. Thanks for tuning
Mike.
in. Mike will be exhibiting at Lone Star in May as well. So, and hopefully Joshua will be too. I know there were some date issues that we were looking at, but my hope is that JWM Acoustics will be with us. So yeah, there's a lot that's coming. I do want to say, we have some seminars coming up for Lone Star Audio Fest. We have evening entertainment. Oh, Joshua Miles has confirmed he will be there. Joshua, will you be there as an attendee or as an exhibitor?
No.
Let's see what he says. Not that the internet isn't forever or anything. I mean, as soon as you type it in, everybody's going to know. No pressure. But there'll be some cool stuff. Evening entertainment. We do have T.H.E. launched our film festival in September, and we're going to be having screenings in Austin, in SoCal, in New York, and in Las Vegas in 2026. So there will be it'll be a fairly modest contingent of film festival finalists that will be screened, but it'll be cool because they'll get to hear and see their things, their creations. Again, more independent creators supporting independent creators. And so when they come,
very good.
They'll be able to experience all the exhibit rooms and everybody they bring to watch their films by buying a ticket to Lone Star. You get in for Lone Star, the evening entertainment, the seminars, the film festival. It's all in one ticket price. You're getting a lot. And my understanding, unless the hotel has changed it, which I don't think they have, is there's free parking, which is very nice. Because we don't get the chance to offer that in California, unfortunately. That's not our decision. But in Austin, they've given us free parking for everybody, which is good, I think. Yes, Joshua says, I'm going to read out his comment. He says, yes, showing, making sound, and boot shopping. So Wayne, I don't know if you know this. Joshua and I have been having these conversations about how across the way from the hotel, when you go out the main, I guess, the check-in area.
Like that little Mexican restaurant across, and then there's that shop.
There's a boot emporium of some sort over there.
Is it Cavender's or something like that, I think?
I don't know. Joshua, what is the boot shop that's there? Type it in if you can, because now we're going to have to get Wayne in on this excursion. This is going to be a photo.
When I was there, I know the one you're talking about. I just don't remember the name. It's Cabela's or Cavender's or something, I think.
Okay, well, it's Cavender's. Yeah, you were right.
Okay,
Cavender's. So Joshua and I have made a date to go boot shopping because apparently I have to be properly kitted out. And the type of boots that I wear are usually motorcycle boots or engineer boots or high heel boots.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, you wear high heel boots as well?
I wear motorcycle boots.
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't think that was your style, but it's all good in the hood, whatever.
No, that's not my style.
So and then Normal Man is here. Is that that feels like Norman Tracy energy? I don't know if that is, but
no, I don't think so.
Okay, Normal Man says. Okay, he says great news. Joshua will make it, so that's good. Well, hello to Normal Man. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, it is Norman Tracy. I was right.
It is. Okay.
Yeah. I read I got the Norman Tracy energy from the
You were right. You were right.
that he sent. So there's going to be a whole boot shopping excursion apparently, and then Joshua says that there's a different restaurant that I'm supposed to try. So this will be a whole thing that's going to happen.
Well, and that's one thing else that I think is a lot of fun. Moving it back to the first weekend in May and putting it close to Cinco de Mayo. Man, all the years we did that made it a lot of fun because there was just this party vibe.
Sure.
Frankly, in all of Texas. And so that party vibe in the city, we moved it to June for a year or maybe two. And we did that because some folks wanted to try to get it away from the school year, which I understand. Right. That's kind of a neat idea. But it took that feel away. And so I'm so glad that we're back to the way we always were, which is first weekend in May, because there's that Mexican restaurant across the street from the hotel. And I know that thing's going to be booming because it was booming even, when we went there to check out the place.
Heck yeah. Well, we're right. Yeah. So Lone Star this year is May 2, 3, and 4. So that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then Cinco de Mayo is that Monday. So I don't know how many of us are probably going to stay an extra night in the hotel and then go party or what's going to happen. But
it's just a party weekend. It's just the feel. That whole weekend is party weekend.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I want to read off. I want to tell everybody, this is just a partial exhibitor list. I am not going to read off the full exhibitor list because then, what do y'all have to look forward to? But I will read off.
You're giving it away.
I know. So let me see here. I've got one of my many, many phones here. I'm pulling up our list. Okay. Here I'm going to start at the bottom. Here's who we have. We have Sojourner Acoustics, Audio Mirror, Vansel Audio, Brain Audio is new to Lone Star. They have shown with us. We discovered them last year or the year before. And when we announced Austin, they're based in Austin. So they're very proud to be showing in their home city. They'll be with us. Bob's Devices, another new exhibitor to Lone Star, as far as I'm aware. Raven Audio, of course. These are all folks that we've announced on the on Instagram. Let's see, PBN Audio with Peter Norbeck. He makes these unbelievably large loudspeakers called the MR. I think they're called the MR 777 exclamation point, or they're the MR exclamation point 777. These things are ginormous. And every year he comes to SoCal and he rocks out, and he's just one of the sweetest guys. I will say that he's moved from Southern California to Texas. Yeah, he's moved to Texas. I won't say where just because I don't think he wants me publishing his address. But we're delighted that he'll be at Lone Star and at SoCal. So you'll get a chance to experience him. And he is a builder and a designer. He's in the ultra high end category, but he makes the most incredible speakers, and they're handmade, and he takes such pride in it. Innovo Audio Designs is new to Lone Star Audiofest. They're also new to us this year in Costa Mesa as well. But they got the notice and they said, I want to do both. So that's pretty cool. Sound Sanctuary Austin is going to be there. And Sound Sanctuary they are a dealer, but they are in Austin. And when they found out that Lone Star was coming to Austin, they were very excited and gracious. And we're like, well, cool. Of course we're going to show. This is our home city. Of course we are. So I have not yet found out what they're bringing. But I know they are a dealer and proprietor of many, many brands that I think we all know and love. Toby Speakers is coming, which is pretty neat. Toby Speakers is not based in Austin, I don't think. But they are an independent company. They're small business company, again, with speakers that are, artisan crafted. Wizard Sounds now this is cool. I don't know if you know who Wizard Sounds is, but I will. Oh, did I lose you? Wait, Wayne, are you there?
I'm here.
No, he's there. Okay, you just sit very intently, and then I worry that you're
listening. I was listening with bated breath.
Okay. So Wizard Sounds is an interesting cat because hold on. Let me throw some chicken hearts into the great beyond so that Diana can run off for 5 minutes or whatever. Girl, go get it. Go get it. People that tune into Hi-Fi Happy Hour see this every week. It happens. So Wizard Sounds is an independent person. He's going to be with us in the marketplace at Lone Star. He's in Austin, or close by, I should say. And he does a mix of hi-fi and pro audio. He's a really interesting cat in terms of mixing, mastering, and some live sound stuff. And then there's some hi-fi stuff that he does. So I'm excited to see his booth and visit with him. It's one of those things we're getting a lot of folks in and around the area that are just going, yeah, we haven't had the opportunity to showcase in a dedicated weekend like this. Sure, we'll come and see. And, some of it may be stuff that Lone Star folks are not used to and go, what the heck are they doing here? And the answer is, well, they live here and they're music and hi-fi related and they want to be part of it because they want to support, right? And
we're an eclectic bunch. There's not going to be anybody going, what are they doing here? We'll be like, thumbs up. That's what we are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kimber Cable is coming in from Utah, which is very cool. And then, of course, Norman Tracy will be there, as we know. Now we have JW of Acoustics, who has confirmed, who will be getting a text from me right after this to discuss details.
Josh and Lundy.
Yep. So we've got Mike Lundy. We said at the beginning, we've got a lot of folks that are going to be coming in, and it's going to be. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be probably different, but it's going to again speak to the same spirit of if you're a creator, if you're an artisan, or if you're a dealer that supports this, right? Then that's great. There'll be probably some B2C business being done, which is what we love to see. But there may also be some B2B stuff going on from creator to creator. And how can we help each other? And, would be interesting.
Well, one thing I know about Lone Star is it's really resilient. I mean, we've gone through all kinds of upturns and downturns, just because of the nature of what we are. Yes, this is going to be a big move, and yes, there's some changes, but there's going to be an awful lot that's the same too. It'll have that core. We'll learn what we're doing in Austin on this first year, and we'll enjoy ourselves no matter what. And we'll figure out our rooms, we'll figure out the layout, we'll make some decisions, and we're going to have fun. Yeah. That's the main goal of Lone Star, and always was, is just to have fun and chill.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mike Lundy has a question for you, Wayne. He says, Wayne, do you remember John's cardboard exciter speakers?
Yes, I do. Okay. That was crazy funny. A guy just threw together some speakers out of cardboard, and they actually worked pretty well. Wow. I do remember that.
They didn't catch on fire from the inside out?
Well, I guess there's really nothing wrong with cardboard. It's just that it could flex and whatnot.
Right.
But so he made a pair of speakers out of that, and it was just fun.
Wow. That's crazy cool. That's the kind of stuff I think that's really neat. Diana, don't. She's leaning into the table where the laptop is. Hold on a second. All right, we're going to give you some fish. Come on, come over here. Come over here for some fish. Come on. Come on. Get your fish. Go. Go. Okay, good girl. Well, that's great. She just unplugged the light. Oh, well. Wait, I want to read out a couple more comments because they're here. And yes, there is a light. Okay. All right. Norman Tracy says, where is it? Watching PBN show setting up. Oh, yeah. Right. Watching PBN show setting up shop as part of their move to Texas. It occurred that T.H.E. Lone Star can also serve as a showcase for all the makers setting up shops in the Midwest. And then he said, note, PBN also makes great speakers, but also makes amplifiers and turntables. Yes, this is all true. Norman,
cool,
Norman, I hope we're going to interview Norman. I hope we're interviewing you. I hope you're on the schedule. And then Joshua says, bring her to, I'm assuming you mean Diana. Bring Diana to the show. LB always comes. Well, Diana, we'll see. We'll see. At the moment, she's on probation because she ate my slippers today. And she knows what she did. Don't look so proud of yourself. That was not an accomplishment. Oh, my goodness. We'll see. And if we do bring
kind of a long trip for her too, I think, probably, huh?
It is, but you know, she doesn't like to go, and she doesn't like to be without, well, to be without me.
Yeah, there's that.
She's gonna need boots. We're gonna have to have her fitted for boots and a hat, because you know that's how we roll, right, Mama? Isn't that true? So tickets are available still. If you go to theshownow.com/tickets. Early bird tickets are ending tomorrow at 11:59 p.m.
Whoa, better get those now.
Yep. Otherwise, then it's regular bird tickets, but you know, we'll see. And then I will say this, for those exhibitors or dealers who are watching that are thinking about Lone Star, I do want to say this as a matter of course. Lone Star is the most affordable show in the country. And that's not because we skip on quality. That's because we believe in supporting the creators. And Wayne has made that really, really clear. That's been a through line for us as we've talked about all of these things, is to make it affordable so that creators of all levels, of all stops on their journey, have the opportunity to showcase and be seen and be heard. And okay. Hi, Diana. You make a better door than a window. Trying to say something poignant and nice here, and she's just like, let me get comfortable. Let me get comfortable. But it's something that I think we're all. I know, Wayne. We talked about this in great detail, but it is something to be very proud of. To be able to have a show that is affordable, that is, for all intents and purposes, about the exhibitor and about the attendee experience, and not, you know, it's less about the money, right? And that's something that's, I think, is very important. Even though we all like to make money, and that's great, what we like to make more than money is connectivity, the human connection. Audio Acoustic Engineering says this every Friday night on the Friday night lineup. The human connection is so important, and I think that's something to value and treasure in audio and in hi-fi. And this is something that Lone Star holds very dear, I think, to its core values. Would that be accurate?
I think that's so important. I mean, yes, of course, you got to make it worth your while, you know, and that was always the trouble for you and me. That was the problem we needed to solve. And I think we have. We needed to be able to keep the core value so that we could support the guy that's brand new. He's a young man. He's got a neat idea. He's getting a start.
Guy or gal.
Yeah, I see a lot of guys that have been in the industry their whole lives, and now they're retired. And they make an excellent product, but they need to be able to represent at a good price. And you've been able to do that. You've been able to keep the show to be able to support that guy. But then you've been able to bring in some of the other guys that are like, you know, what is this place? You've made it a place that's a little more attractive to the traditional audio show crowd guy.
Well, I think wow, she's 65 pounds of pure muscle. I think that, and this bag of chicken hearts, by the way, everybody, this was full when we started at 5 o'clock Pacific time, and now I have to order another bag.
So nice.
I don't think you expected this, did you, Wayne? When you came on, you were like, we're going to be professional and we're going to talk about these things and have an agenda, and I'm throwing chicken hearts across the living room.
The Lone Star Dog, man. The Lone Star Dog.
This is just how life is. T.H.E is I know we appear to be this big highfalutin organization. It's most of us are in sweatpants throwing snacks at dogs most of the day. How we manage to do it, I don't know. But anyway, Norman, it says Norman is scheduled for the talk on Monday to talk Audio Crafters Guild and Pure Art Fight. Yay! Oh, good. I'm so glad. I don't have the schedule in front of me, so I don't know, but that's great. Everybody can stay tuned for that. So that's the other thing I'll say is one of the things that we bring to Lone Star exhibitors and to attendees, new and seasoned, is we have this weekly live stream show that we do called The Talk. And prior, it was all T.H.E guests, but now we get to include Lone Star exhibitors in this. And so every week, just about every week, exhibitors are lined up to do this. It's not always going to be me. In fact, most of the time I will not be hosting, which means it will be a Diana-free interview, because it'll be our ambassadors. We have an ambassador group that works with us year round. Amazing guys and gals that love hi-fi, that love supporting small business, that love connecting and communicating with the audio industry and community. And so you'll be seeing that, but it'll look just like
and that is such a great thing that you do. I've noticed that the last 5 years, this whole internet has gone to video. Used to be you could go look up something on how to work on your car and you'd find text pages, and that's great. But now if you want to learn how to work on your car, it's a video. And I think that's something else that you brought to this venture that's really, really important, because people aren't finding those static pages anymore, but they are finding the videos.
Yeah. And we want them to feel like this is an approachable thing, that we want them to feel like they can watch along at home and be part of it. And so, this started during COVID, when before I owned the show, our president had said to us, my gosh, we can't, we obviously with the stay-at-home order and everything, we can't do a show. What are we going to do? And I said, I'll be darned if this show sinks after 20, however many years it was. We fought tooth and nail to keep this thing alive. And I said, we're not going down without a fight. We're going to do a weekly talk show. And he said, what are you going to call it? And I went, I don't know, The Talk. And it worked, and it stuck. And here we are now, however many years later, and it's still, girl, what are you doing? I'm trying to say meaningful things. And it's still going. And so this has become now a staple of how we can bring new exhibitors and, returning exhibitors to the general public, give them a chance to meet you before they meet you in person, give them a chance here to chat and ask questions and leave comments and things, and then make it, I don't know, just then they feel like when they walk up to you, then they feel like they know you because they've spent an hour or 45 minutes, just like
that's so cool. You were ahead of the ball on that one. That was good.
We tried. We were the first audio show to do it, and then about 6 months to a year later, other folks started to have that go. We have a couple comments I want to read out because this I don't know, Wayne, this might be an invitation. We'll see. I'm going to take it as one. Symphony Hi-Fi is here. Hello, Symphony Hi-Fi. Thank you for tuning in. I wish, Symphony Hi-Fi says, I wish we were closer to be able to attend. We need to have an event like this in our area, Philadelphia. We're in Delaware. Well, Symphony Hi-Fi, just so you know, we bought the New York show, which I know is a little far from Delaware, but I don't know, Wayne, we could bring an artisan craft, independent creators show like this to that area. We could do it.
Sure could. Yeah, great idea.
I'm
spread
gonna
the love, man. Spread the love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if anybody has requests like that, we are expanding. We have 4 shows coming in 2025 and 2026. So we're always happy to add more things. I know Wayne and I have talked about other expansive, ideas.
Venues.
Yeah, venues and ideas. Wayne's got a whole magic bag full of things as we go down the list. Symphony Hi-Fi.
As do you.
As do I. That's true. Symphony Hi-Fi says we are stronger together than against each other, and that's absolutely true. I think we would all agree that. So Norman says Diana is helping Marion, my wife, and Ginger, our pity, enjoy the talk. Well, I'm glad that somebody finds something positive in what Diana's doing right now, because she's going to get a real talking to after this. I can tell you all right now. But anyway, Wayne, where can people find you? On LoneStarAudiofest.com, I know, but there's a couple of other places they can find you.
Yes, of course, there's the Lone Star. There's also the message board that kind of launched Lone Star, which is audioroundtable.com. That's a discussion forum. That also, it's a general purpose discussion forum. I say general purpose, general to audio, but it also hosts my loudspeaker, the Pi speaker.
Right.
My support forum is on audioroundtable.com, but the main website for Pi speakers is pispeakers.com, and that's pispeakers.com.
Awesome. which I know I purposely am not asking you about Pi speakers because you are coming back to do another full episode of the talk that's just dedicated to this. That will be Diana. I will ensure that it is Diana free because it will probably be somebody else doing that interview.
Okay.
so that you can focus
well,
on
I'll be lonely without Diana there.
Well, I'll text you a picture of her. How's that?
Okay, that'll work.
All right. Or a video of her doing something terribly disruptive. I don't know. Anyway, Wayne, I want to thank you so much for your time. I know it's dinner time or late where you are, so thank you for making the time to do this and talk to everybody and share Lone Star and a bit about Pi speakers with everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be working with you on this. And also, I want to say, girl, can you move? Jeez Louise, I want to say something really meaningful to him. Girl, stop it. Thank you for entrusting us with Lone Star Audiofest. We're grateful and we take it very, very seriously, despite what Diana says. We take it very seriously and I'm glad that we've connected on it and that this is something we can bring to people.
Me too. And thank you so much for having me. Thanks so much for all that you've done. You know, I'm really excited. From the time that we met, I don't know, that was a spark, man. And I'm just really excited that we're doing this together. So thank you for participating and figuring this out. And we'll continue to figure it out as we evolve this in the next year or two to make it really the best show in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. And also I definitely, we want to thank all of the exhibitors who have taken the chance to go to Austin with us. We know that you're used to Dallas. We know you're used to things being done a certain way, and we totally get that. But we also recognize your willingness and your dedication to the community and the industry and to your own craft, that you're willing to take this chance. And we're doing everything we can to do right by you and to have a wonderful, wonderful show. And Wayne's done something really great and really fine with Lone Star. And the fact that we can sort of steward it into this next phase is cool. So thank you all for taking the leap and going to Austin with all of us as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited to see all our buddies that we've seen every year for, years and decades, really. I'm anxious to, we go out and we eat dinner together and have fun. And I'm really eager to see everybody again.
Oh, I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. I would say stay tuned for whoever's coming up next on the talk, but I don't have the schedule because it wasn't provided for me by the team because they're very busy booking more episodes of the talk. So what I will say is stay tuned, watch wherever you're watching this. And also, if you follow Lone Star Audiofest on social media, you can follow along at Lone Star Audiofest on Facebook, Lone Star Audiofest on Instagram. There's a Lone Star Audiofest page, which is where all the official Lone Star Audiofest stuff is posted. Then there's Lone Star Audiofest, the group, where you have to kind of request to be a member. But the page has everything on it. All are welcome to everything. Obviously, we are Total Hi-Fi Experience. I realize that this backdrop has our old logo on it, but that's because we got busy. But that'll be changed somewhere in the season. Wayne, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all your wonderful questions and your comments. Diana, no, thank you. Just kidding.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Wayne. Thank you, everybody. Stay tuned because there are more episodes of the talk coming up with wonderful, wonderful exhibitors. You definitely want to stick around for all of that. We'll post the full schedule as soon as we get that started. So have a good night, everybody, wherever you are, and just keep playing the music. Keep playing it loud. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.